Ooh, we're live. We are live. Yes,
Don't
there's a
exactly. There's
silence
a bit of
there.
a pause over there. Listen, folks, do not adjust your head
Mm.
TV sets or whatever it is you're listening to at the moment. We've got Emmanuel in the house. Emmanuel, brilliant. Thank you for coming on the show. How you been doing, man?
I've been doing all right. I've been doing all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. It's been a
Yeah.
while, man. It's been a while since it's been brother overload. Huh? It's been a while.
But listen, we've got to give the fans what they want. They want brother
Yeah,
overload, right? So this is it. We're giving them brother overload.
exactly.
So yeah, man. So hope you're doing well, Emmanuel. We're gonna get into the show. So listen, this is episode 235. Deval.
Yep, 235, staying alive. Unlike some people in the films we're going to talk about later. So, yeah.
That is so true. So listen, look, we've got a couple of movie reviews that we're going to be speaking about later on. So stick around for that. We've got film news, we've got streaming, we've got new trailers. But before all of that, Deval, what we're doing?
Yeah, big shout out. So we've got one big shout out this week, and that goes to Ciel Noir 3. And yeah, we're going to get on the show. We spoke about it a little while ago. We spoke about the fact she's doing some great stuff on her socials. Go check out her page, Ciel Noir 3, Afro Vibes TV. She's presenter for that, so go check her out. She gave us a nice little shout out on Instagram, so midweek. So thank you for that, Ciel Noir 3. It's a big
Wicked.
shout out, and I know she listens to the show all the time. We're going to get her one, so let us know what movie that you're looking forward to seeing Ciel Noir 3, and we'll make sure we get you one for that show. So we'll talk to you offline about that. But yeah, anyone else that wants to get a shout out, just chat with us online, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or just open your door and shout. We can hear you.
There you go. And watch us. Watch this episode. Watch the three of us talking stuff about movies for the next 45 minutes. All right. Okay. Let's get into movie news now. All right, folks. Now, this is a big classic for me. Deval, I know it's a big classic for you, man. 1988, Emmanuel. I don't think we've spoken about this, but RoboCop 1988, the original, Paul Verhoeven. Oh man, what a movie. I mean, listen, guys, we were like, what? I mean, I know I was only probably like about 10 years old when that movie came out. And trust me, man, I shouldn't have been watching that movie. But listen, back in the day, we watched that shit,
There was
right?
a lot of movies we weren't allowed to watch back in the day, man.
That film was 18. That film was bloody, man.
Trust me, Paul Verhoeven, like Dutch filmmaker, known for his making things a bit like violent, right?
Yeah, a bit of social commentary in there as well, and just something that I think at the time people were not really ready for, like the action, the meaning,
gore and the
gore,
shooting.
but also the meaning of a cop that's trying to, serve the city that's gone all decrepit and just gone crazy, and how social structures are going to cope with that. Wicked.
Yeah, it's really bad. There's one scene in there where they're dealing with the RoboCop before he becomes RoboCop, and then he lifts his hand up like that, and what do they go and do? They just go and blow his hand off, and then the line afterwards is "Give the man a hand." It's like how cruel! Gosh. How cruel can you get? Like
80s one-liners, man.
80s one-liners. But listen, Deval, it's in the news, right? But why is it in the news? Because this is going to be good news. Well, good or bad news, depending on where you stand on it.
We don't really know. I mean, so far, Amazon, basically, Jeff Bezos, the man that likes to deliver, and they are going to be bringing a new RoboCop series to Amazon. And what we've seen so far is that Amazon are trying to really get up there when it comes to the online streaming battles. Netflix has been leading the way for a long time. They've lost money recently because everyone's sharing passwords. Not me. I'll buy that for $1, but yeah. So Amazon's trying to get. They had Lord of the Rings come on recently. That flopped. Obviously, they've got
still haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't finished it, to be honest. The flagship shows, The Boys and things like that have done really well. But yeah,
The Boys, Invincible.
Yeah, Invincible, exactly. Really, really good show. But this one is going to be coming out. I'm not sure when it is. So far, there's been no news about who's being cast as the main RoboCop. But it's going to be a series. So again, if it's on Amazon, big budget. But this could bring a lot of punters to Amazon. So only time will tell.
I'll watch it. I mean, listen, look, if they're throwing it out there, we'll watch it, we'll review it, and we'll see what happens. But obviously, nothing beats the originals. They did a remake. Remember,
Hey, man.
2016? Was it a remake that just
Yeah,
popped
with
up?
Colin Farrell and Kate Beckinsale, I want to say. That one also with Samuel L. Jackson and
No,
what's his
that was
name?
you're talking about Total Recall. Remember the RoboCop?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm getting mixed up. Oh my gosh, yeah. So
Yeah,
who was that one then? Oh no, that was the guy from
Kinnaman, Joel Kinnaman.
Kinnaman. Yeah, the guy from Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That one didn't do so well, did it?
No,
No.
it didn't. It
It's a
didn't. But
shame.
they left it open for a kind of sequel on that one. But yeah, we'll see
I
what
like the
happens.
sequel. I like
Oh,
the sequel to RoboCop 1. Sorry, Emmanuel, go on.
Go on.
no, go on.
I was going to say sequel to RoboCop 1. I actually liked that one with Kane and
Yeah,
that other robot, and just, one was the best, but obviously 2 was all right. 3 was shit.
yeah.
But then,
Three
yeah,
was just taking the
it's
piss,
gotten
man.
shitter over the years. So maybe this one might be shit.
We'll
Give it a
see what
season.
happens.
I'm just
We'll see what
hoping that
happens with that one.
what is it? Nothing's well, people don't remember the most recent RoboCop for being bad to then take the series as like, oh,
Mm,
this is going to be as bad as that one because
mm,
that was the last
that's true.
one.
It's true because
Yeah,
the last one could have been so bad that this one could be good. This one could actually
Mm.
look good compared to it. So,
yeah.
true.
Well, I mean, it's like what we say, right, Emmanuel? Our expectations are low. Remember, we go into movies now with expectations
Yeah,
low, and then we just
yeah.
kind of wait and see what happens. All right, let's move on. Let's check this out now. James Wan, he's been on our film news a lot over the past 5 years. Conjuring, Fast and the
Mm.
Furious. What Deval? What else? He's done loads of stuff.
The Nun,
The
La
Nun.
Llorona, uh,
Yeah.
you name it, man.
This guy's
You
been
name it.
behind $1 billion movies. This guy's been behind. But check this out. He's making a new movie called Dead Space. So Deval, tell us about this.
Yeah, Dead Space, man. Another computer game. I mean, what did we do last week? It was Tetris. It was Mario.
Mario.
Computer
Yeah.
game franchises are looking like they could be the way forward. And people,
Mm,
they have a fan base that just moves with them across. And Dead Space is think of it a bit like Event Horizon, a bit like that
mm,
sci-fi horror, in space. And James Wan looks like he's going to be directing this one with the writer
yeah.
of John Wick, Derek Kolstad.
Oh, okay.
So you can imagine it's going to be very
Action
action
horror.
packed. Yeah, you can.
Aliens, like
Yeah,
kind of
man, all kinds
aliens,
of
maybe.
creatures, all kinds of weird creatures, man. It's just mad. But yeah, this one could be successful because James Wan loves his horror and he
Yeah.
loves a bit of sci-fi too. So I don't know. Have you played Dead Space, Emmanuel, or Amar? Have you played it?
No, I've
No.
never played it, man.
Neither have I. Neither have I. But it looks like it could be one of those scary ones, like Resident Evil in space. So
Oh,
yeah, man.
sounds.
Does it
Listen,
have
look.
a large fan base?
Yeah. Dead Space has got a big fan base. Yeah, not as big as maybe The Last of Us. The Last of Us again, another computer game
Huge.
TV show, but yeah, it's got. I think, and also it's one of those ones that I think the way it is and what they're going to present, it might not even need a massive fan base because
Mm,
the title tells you what it is: Dead Space. You're
yeah.
gonna have shit in space going on, so people are going to be interested in watching that. I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah, absolutely, man. All right, we'll keep an eye on that one. Let's
It
move on now.
reminds me
You
of
just
what is it?
mentioned.
Event Horizon.
Yeah,
Is it
exactly.
Oh yeah,
something like that?
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly like that. Yeah.
yeah. All right, let's move on. And Deval, look, you mentioned Nintendo. So listen, look, is this going to be a thing now? Are we calling it a thing, or is this something that the Flixters have come up with? The Nintendo Cinematic Universe, is that out?
Ah,
Did you just come up with that, or is what?
that wasn't me. I think that was
No,
Emmanuel, isn't it?
no. I think. Well, I think it will be a thing. I mean, we're now
Mm,
pretty much kind of like tired of superhero
Mm,
movies and whatnot, and they've been trying for years to release to cross over computer games to the cinematic to cinema,
mm,
and they've not been successful. We've seen loads of really bad ones.
mm.
But as of recent, we had Sonic, and then after that we've had Super Mario Brothers, which just seems to be like
smashing it.
there's yeah
Mm. The
yeah.
Smashing
Literally,
Brothers.
So
yeah.
it
Donkey
probably
Kong
is
style.
it probably is time for and people are ready for a cinematic universe because what what's happened recently with Nintendo, I mean, it's a massive surprise that it's blown up as much as it has. And prior to that, we had Sonic, which also did well. So there's a huge fan base for these movies, and with the success of Nintendo, they've also got the theme parks that
Oh,
has come out in, I think, Japan,
Yeah,
Tokyo, and
yeah.
I think there's another one in the US as well. So they're really picking up momentum in in this, and so it could it could be a huge money maker as well.
yeah.
So there's a lot of potential there. And I mean, what we're seeing at the moment, with superheroes, Marvels, we you've said it before, not been doing so well with regards to churning out good heroes and stories. Um,
Yeah.
so
I
yeah,
yeah, man, I agree. I agree. You know, I think how about this, right? How about this play? They make a Donkey Kong movie, they do another Super Mario, so part two, and then how
hmm
about they do a live action Super Mario? Do you reckon that'll be on the cards
as
at
Mm.
some
long as it
point?
ain't gonna be as bad as the was
As
it
the
93 version.
the 93 version. But you know
Gosh.
what? You're right, man. They've got so many classic games. And then do you reckon actually Nintendo, they don't own the rights to Street Fighter, do they? No, no, that's Capcom. Is that
Yeah,
Capcom,
that's
Capcom?
yeah.
Capcom.
No, that's
Yeah.
Capcom, right? Okay.
Mm.
Man, you're right, man. There's a lot of those games, but what are some of those games? You made a note of some of those games.
Yeah, so I mean, this is just on the Nintendo side because
Mm,
with Nintendo, you got the Super Mario Brothers, which was came out. There's,
yeah,
like you said, the potential for them to come out with a second, a follow-up of Super Mario Brothers, especially with the success of Jack Black. Then you've
yeah,
also got Zelda, which is a massive fan
huge.
base as well. Then you probably remember Star Fox,
Yeah,
Oh,
Kirby,
I used to
Donkey
love
Kong.
Star Fox.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
So and then you got Super Smash Brothers, which has a whole, that one was a massive success in the gaming scene, so much so that I think Marvel copied with this similar format where you got all the different characters battling
Okay.
against each other. So
yeah.
yeah, those are some of the possible ideas in discussion. And what like something like Metroid could even be a not an animated uh, show, but or a movie, but it could actually
Mm.
be actors that play the
No,
Okay.
that play
yeah.
the characters.
It
So
also, I mean, I'm telling you, like you mentioned before, Deval, about having this kind of in base, this fan base that's already inbuilt.
Yeah.
So these
mm,
games, man, trust me, when I went to see Super Mario Brothers, there was a decent like amount of people in
Mm.
the cinema, and a lot of those were adults.
Mm.
Obviously, they're
yeah,
taking the
Yeah.
kids; they had to because.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was still like from what I remember, a lot of those parents were laughing at some of those jokes and stuff like that. So we'll see what
yeah,
happens over there. All right, we're going to end movie
Mm.
news on this one. So, I mean, I'm not sure if you guys have been following this, but we spoke about this kind of like on our WhatsApp chat thing. Jonathan Majors, he's going through a bit of a shitty time at the moment.
Mm.
And we know that he was breaking out. He was becoming really, really big. He obviously had Ant-Man and the Wasp. He's done Creed 3. Before that, he did the Spike Lee kind of Vietnam movie, war movie, The Five Bloods, which I thought he was great in that. But what do you reckon going forward? Because this whole controversy around him, there's some sort of kind of domestic
Yeah.
violence abuse going
I mean,
on. Could they recast Kang?
the sort of the news that I don't know how much is actually true or not, but the news is
Mm,
that his talent agencies dropped him,
yep,
certain marketing adverts has dropped him, so he's
yep,
losing money in some respects, and there's also rumors that Marvel are going to swap him for Damson Idris,
yeah, man, that's
who's a
mad.
South London boy who's in Snowfall, which I'll quickly talk about a bit later. But
Mm,
yeah, there's that could be the multiversal switch here, because we know in the multiverse anyone can switch for anyone, so it could actually still go with the Marvel narrative. But I just wanted to quickly mention that and see how this plays out, because sometimes I don't know actually what happened. I'm
mm.
not here to accuse anyone of anything
Oh
or
yeah,
say anything, but in the world that we live in now, it doesn't matter what you do; it's what people think.
Yeah,
deeply
perception.
perception. Yeah, so that's enough for it really. So yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a
But do you
massive
reckon
fall
he
from
could
grace,
bounce
though.
back from this? Oh, massive fall from grace, Emmanuel. Massive.
Mm,
Like, he was literally like, he was
yeah.
going to, this new movie of his that was coming out, it had like kind of Oscar buzz around it. It's called
Mm,
Magazine Dreams, where he plays a bodybuilder.
okay.
And all the, that movie was supposed to have been released by now.
Yeah, I heard that it got standing ovation at one of the film
Yeah.
sort of
Sundance.
festivals.
I think it was like
Yeah,
Sundance Film
yeah,
Festival.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that movie was supposed to have come out. They've kind of now pushed it behind,
Mm,
and the reason
Well,
being because of the
I can
the
understand.
heat. Yeah.
I can
mm,
understand pushing that one behind, especially him being the size he is and playing the character of a bodybuilder, and then this what's come out in the news, and with
Mm,
with him, there's all all kinds of talk, about the unfolding of it and what
mm,
maybe instigated it, down to people throwing theories like roid rage or whatever. So
yeah, yeah. The
mm,
I
latest
can
one, I'm
understand.
not sure if you've read about this one. They're saying that one of the people, another person that came forward was someone who worked on Ant-Man and the Wasp. Something happened on the set of Ant-Man
oh,
and the Wasp. So there's something's going on. We don't know what. And like Deval said, we can't obviously speculate. And it's obviously it's all alleged because nothing's come out. So
Mm.
we'll just have to wait and see. But it'll be interesting to see what they do with
mm,
Kang.
mm,
We've got Loki, Deval, and Emmanuel. That is coming out really,
yeah,
really soon. Loki season 2. We know that he's going to be in that.
yeah. That's still happening.
Um, that's still happening, right? Yeah. So
Yeah,
he's gonna be in that, right?
yeah. They ain't taking that one back. Yeah,
They're
that's
not
already
taking
coming
him
out.
out, no.
No.
Okay, all right.
Nah, man, it's integral. I like. I bet you they're pulling their teeth out. They're pulling their hair out over the whole thing
Mm,
because it's just,
It's too much. Too much
it's too
stress.
much. Too much stress.
They don't like that. They don't like that, do they? I mean,
Yeah.
go
no.
back to
Gina
what is it?
Carano.
Mm,
Yeah.
Gina Carano from Star Wars. All right, listen,
yeah.
look, we could spend hours talking about this sort of stuff, but we've got to move on. Let's do new on streaming. And we've got quite a few shows that we want to speak about. Now, the first one is from Amazon. So this is called Swarm. And now, Deval, we already spoke about Power. Was it Power we spoke about last week?
The
The
power.
power. Yeah.
The
Oh, sorry,
power.
The Power. Now, I've seen this. This is and looks like another crazy show. I've seen the trailer for this one.
Mm.
This looks good as well, man. I was like, I want to watch this as well. But yeah, tell us a bit about this.
Yeah, I'll sort of talk about it real quickly, but Swarm is a mad
Mm.
mad show. And I don't know if I said show twice, but it's on Amazon and
Detected.
yeah, it's directed and sort of produced, or sort of part directed, but produced, part written by Donald Glover from Atlanta. It's got a
Yeah.
bit of Atlanta vibes, a bit like weird in a way. And it stars a young lady called Dominique Fishback,
Mm.
also Chloe Bailey, who's a sister of the other Bailey one that's going to be in The Little Mermaid.
Oh,
Uh,
right. Yeah.
Damson Idris
Haley
shows up in
Berry,
this.
is it?
No, not Haley Berry, something else Berry.
Oh, okay.
Uh, but yeah, it's Damson Idris is also in this. He shows up as well.
Mm.
And this is a mad show about a girl who's got a fascination about this artist who seems like she's Beyonce, but she's not. And anyone that cusses the artist, things happen to them,
Yeah.
not good things.
Uh,
It's just mad. She's got real mental health issues, but
yeah.
Yeah.
you know what?
Is this? Oh
It's a
wait,
mad.
is this like a carrier, or is this one that you got to watch? Like, because
No,
I'm
I've
getting,
watched
when
it.
you say like, when you're saying, like anything bad said about
Yeah,
the
if she says
celebrity,
if she
does
cusses
she
this,
use like some powers or something? Like,
no powers,
Oh,
but she
oh,
just
okay,
just like
yeah, she
mental
deals with
powers.
people.
Yeah.
No spirit, no powers like that. But she deals with people, and it just goes out of control. And it's just a really weird, mad show, but a really good show. 7 episodes, Amazon Prime, 35 minutes each episode, so it doesn't take too much time.
okay.
That rhymed, but yeah, I'll leave it there. But yeah, a decent one that is.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. I saw the trailer for that one, so yeah, I'm definitely going
Yeah,
to put that one on the list. Now, the other one you've already mentioned this before. This is Snowfall,
yeah.
and I mean, like, listen, look, we've got to say something about about black British actors doing really well in America. There's a bit of kind of, I wouldn't say beef, but I know that some people in America, they're like, oh my gosh, why
Bit of
do they need
friction.
a bit of friction? Why do they need to bring over Brits, right, to come over to America to do those roles when they've clearly got like the talent over there? But yeah, but you tell us about Snowfall first of all, and because this is what, season 4, is it, or no? What is it? Season 6.
Season
Shit.
6. And if you haven't seen this, you need to go watch it. You can catch this on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
The first 5 seasons are on there. Season 6 will come on there soon. But Snowfall is a bit like how, like sort of The Wire, but not so not so vast. But it's kind of like, crime, drugs, all that kind of stuff. A bit like Power, but not so glamorous. But this is Damson Idris, South London boy, who's gone to America, and he sounds like a South Central LA like person. Like they didn't know they didn't. This is a fact. They didn't know that some of the other cast and crew did not know he was British until the end of the first season at their rap party when he spoke in his native accent. That's when some of them found out.
Mad.
So he obviously on and off set he's speaking American.
Yeah.
And then but he's wicked in this, and it's now finished. So season 6 is ended. I watched the last episode this morning, and it's wicked. That's all I'm going to
Is
say.
it? All right, wicked.
Snowfall is good. It's just it's
I've
good.
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, I think the guy's he's gonna be on a bit of a trajectory. That guy, I think he's gonna kind of get. I think he's gonna blow up as well. In a big way. And yeah, man. I mean, it's just kind of how it is.
I'm sure he is. He's dating Laurie Harvey, so I'm sure he's been blown up in a big way for quite a while. But yeah, he's finished Snowfall. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be more open to do other stuff. But this is another show, Ciel Noir 3. She watches as well, and she said, definitely speak about it. So yeah, I'm sure.
I'm telling you, MCU is going to come a knocking, or like the DC universe is going to basically a big studio is going to come knocking, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna open that door. All right, okay, so go check that one out, folks. That's Snowfall. Now the other one, let's just briefly mention this. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Emmanuel, have you caught up on this, The Mandalorian?
Oh yeah, finished it.
All right, okay, let me just say one thing. The final episode for me is probably the best episode out of the whole lot, but that's not saying much because throughout the whole season, for me anyway, it's been a bit of a letdown. Like if I'm being totally honest, all I wanted was kind of more of the same, but kind of a bit extend that storyline. Instead, they gave us some detours, they gave us some backstory, they gave us kind of a bit of Andor type of an episode. The Mandalorian isn't just about one person now. It could be a whole group of people. So it doesn't have to be about Din Djarin anymore. And they've set it up for us to get another season of The Mandalorian. But for me, it's not up there in terms of with season 1 and season 2.
Yeah. Well, I think they've got one more season that they're planning to release, and I think that's going to be the last one. Like you, I think because Grogu, he's still a baby,
Grogu.
man.
Din Grogu, oh gosh, man. This is like, seriously.
Have you seen some of the fan art? He looks like him in the Mandalorian costume. He looks like a
frog. It's Kermit the Frog. No, like listen, those red stormtrooper types. There was that kind of end fight scene. That was all great. That was all good, and because that is a nod to the new Star Wars movies. Remember there was with Snoke. Do you remember Snoke? They were the kind of the bodyguards to Snoke. So that's kind of a bit of a nod to those guys. And Grogu doing, the Force stuff, that was all great. But I mean, I don't know. It was all good and everything. But I was just probably, maybe the expectation was too high, man.
I think it was needed anyway. It was needed in order for them to to be able to then follow up and say there's going to be a 4th season, because we need them viewers to come back again. If they wouldn't have ended it like that, then I think they probably would have lost a lot of people before the 4th season comes out. I know that some people didn't even care for that last episode.
No, I know.
So
I know. No, I know. It was, listen, look, that's what I'm saying. Out of the lot, it was, for me, it was probably the best one. But even then, that's not saying much, because it's like it wasn't a great kind of season. So, yeah, I mean, it's out there. If you haven't seen it, I still recommend seasons 1 and 2 and Andor. Go check those shows out. And yeah, and then we'll see what happens, because
what I like is I like listening to the soundtrack of The
mate,
Mandalorian.
mate,
Oh yeah,
mate,
The soundtrack.
yeah. I
every
love
day,
it.
man, I can listen to that.
The latter part of it as well. It gets all,
Yeah.
like fluty. He gets all fluty.
Yeah.
I love that bit.
Trust me, no, it's really, really good. But listen, look, we've got listen, keeping it with Star Wars, just quickly, briefly, we've got Ahsoka Tano that's coming out.
Yeah.
Because this runs, it's in the same timeline as The Mandalorian. So could Grogu and Din appear in there as like she did in Boba Fett? Or no, did she? No, she turned up in season 2.
Yeah, season 2, I think it was.
Yeah. So could those two turn up in Ahsoka?
Do you know what? Maybe, yeah. I guess timeline wise, they couldn't they? If she needs any help for anything, I reckon that might happen. Yeah, I think so.
Don't we have that skeleton crew as well? I think with Jude Law, that's supposed to be coming out as or
Acolyte.
No,
what's called?
Yeah, the Acolytes.
Skeleton Crew. I thought it was called the Skeleton Crew.
I'm getting mixed up. Yeah, there's so many, man.
Yeah, there's a lot. But Ahsoka, that's coming out in August, so we still got a while left for that. But I mean, yeah, man, look, like I said before, it's looking good. I love that trailer for Ahsoka, so we'll see what happens over there. And listen, look, the other one, I just want to briefly mention this. I'm not sure if you've seen it. This is Beef. It's out on Netflix.
I've seen the first.
Yeah, I've seen the first 3 episodes, and you know what? It's a crazy, mad show, and it's just basically these two characters so well played by Steven Yeun and Ali Wong. They're both living in kind of this dysfunctional lives. Nothing's going right for them. One is kind of stressed in her marriage. She wants to kind of basically sell her business off, and then Steven Yeun, he can't basically catch a break. There's money, they've got money issues, they want to be freer, and in amidst all of that, they collide. There's this one event that happens, and they're after each other, and hence the story is called Beef.
That's how, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it all kind of. But it's funny, man. It's funny. It's kind of, they're out for each other. They want revenge. But I think at the end of it, Emmanuel, I think by the end of it, I think there's going to be some sort of unison there between those two.
I think there's going to be a season 2. I have a feeling that there will be a season 2. But
have you finished already, Emmanuel?
Yeah. It was good.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I've already seen the first 3 episodes. Yeah, it's good. It's
each episode is like 35 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's such a dysfunction throughout the show.
It's mad, isn't it? It's crazy. Like, the only thing that the will kind of spoiler that I will give, Deval, is at one point Steven Yeun's character, he goes over to Ali Wong's house and he wants to get her back for what she's done, because there's tit for tat.
Yes, yeah.
It's basically tit for tat. She does something, he does something, she does something. He goes over to her house. She doesn't know he was the one who was driving the car, and he pisses all over her floor and everything. He pisses in her house on the floor, and it's just like nasty. But
the other thing is that it's like a tit for tat. But then imagine like there's parts of it where one of them hasn't done the other one the vengeful thing, but it's someone else that's in the whole web of things that's actually triggered it. So
yeah, it's mad. It's a mad show, but it's definitely worth a watch. So listen, folks listening, go check it out. That's out on Netflix, and that's called Beef.
Everyone's got beef.
Everyone gets beef some point in their life. And here's the thing: it's like how you deal with that beef. Some people go out there and they go crazy. They say shooting people. Other people, they deal with their beef in other kind of ways, and this is just one way. Well, a couple ways for these people to do it. So go check it out. That's out on Netflix. Let's do trailers, and Deval and Emmanuel, let's speak about this, because I saw this trailer the Evil Dead. Before Evil Dead started, this was the trailer that they showed, and oh man, even this looks mad. Even this looks crazy, creepy as hell. The
I'm telling
boogeyman.
you, yeah, this one. The funny thing is, the boogeyman's been a thing for, especially is it American? Because
It's
I
an
don't know if we
American
had,
thing, isn't it?
yeah, we don't really have the boogeyman here in England, but yeah, the
Yeah.
boogeyman. This one, and is that the little girl from Obi-Wan? Is that
That
her?
is
It
her.
looks like her. So she starts running like that again. Do you know what?
Oh
Let
gosh,
the
man. Let the
boogeyman get her.
boogeyman get her.
Let
Seriously.
the boogeyman get her. Because she starts running again. And the people are tuning in thinking, why is this guy
What?
cussing this kid? But just go and watch what do you call it? Go and watch Obi-Wan and you'll see what I'm talking about. But no, this looks spooky. Yeah, this looks spooky and it looks dark. It looks a bit weird. I don't know what this boogeyman thing is, and I just hope this film. I hope there's consequences. Basically, that's all I've got to say. But yeah, it looks good. It's coming out soon, so
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to it.
And it's Stephen King, right? Is he written it or
Yeah,
something? Or
I think it's from. They say it's from his mind, whatever that means.
yeah,
So these days they can just use his name in it.
yeah.
And what's on your
Yeah.
mind, Stephen King? The boogeyman.
The
The
boogeyman.
Okay,
boogeyman.
we're gonna put that on our tagline. From your mind, you know.
From the mind of Stephen King. But yeah, so go check it out, Emmanuel, if you haven't seen that trailer. And obviously, people listening, if you love a good scare, I think that'll do the trick. Now, the other
Mm.
one, keeping it with the horror vibe on this week's show, Insidious 5. So again, this is another one of those franchises, Deval, where they keep going back, they
Keep
keep
on going.
rebooting it. Yeah, they keep just keep on going. But I mean, yeah, man, this is. So I can't even remember the last Insidious where we were left off on that one. What happened with that?
You're asking me. I can't remember. I mean, this Insidious thing is just. Oh my gosh. I know. From what I remember, what's his name? Owen Wilson and what's her name? Rosie Byrne or something.
Yeah,
Uh,
Rose Byrne. Yeah, yeah.
Rose Byrne. Yeah. McTaggart. Um,
From Mora.
Maury McTaggart, yeah, from
Yeah.
X-Men. They go by this house, so they go into a house that he knows. I think he really he knew that a murder happened, a really gruesome murder happened there, but he needs a motivation to write his book.
Mm.
And then obviously shit goes wrong. It all goes, crazy. And then that spawns how many films? I think this is the fifth one. So you
Yeah.
got Insidious 1, 2, 3. You got Insidious 4, which had the old lady. She fronted that film by herself, pretty much. And then,
And in one
and
of
then
those in the series, they go back to how it all started, doesn't it?
Or a prequel.
Like I'm pretty sure
is it?
isn't one of it must be okay, maybe not. I don't know. I
I can't
thought that
remember,
one of those ones they go back to find out exactly how the whole, the demon thing kind of like all happens. But
Mm.
I think
which
usually that isn't that like in the fourth one, like in the
usually
fourth installment,
exactly.
it's always like we're running out of ideas. Where can we
Let's go
go? Let's
back.
go
Yeah,
back
yeah,
to the
exactly.
beginning.
So listen,
Uh,
yeah. So when's this coming out?
this is out. I believe it's June. Yeah, it's June. I think it's June or July. One of them. Yeah,
Mm,
soon,
mm.
summertime.
It's going to be coming out. All right, okay.
Yep.
So go check those trailers out if you haven't seen them. And listen, look, this leads us nicely on to Anniversary Corner. So this is from 2013, 10 years ago. And you know what? I tried to watch this. I was like, this has got to be on streaming. And then in the end, I was looking, and didn't get this on streaming and everything. And I couldn't be bothered to download it. But this is Evil Dead, the reboot.
Mm,
Um, and this is kind of like a reboot, which is kind of truer to
mm.
the original
Yeah,
Sam Raimi ones, I'd say.
it is. And the funny thing is, I saw this. I saw the original 1981 version
Mm.
and this version on the same day, a day before I saw the current version, and I
So it's
noticed.
fresh in your head.
Fresh. And one of the girls in the original version was wearing a Michigan State top,
Right.
and then one of the girls in the 2013 version was wearing a Michigan State top. And I was thinking,
Okay.
well,
Another
did one of
nod.
them go to University of Michigan or whatever? But yeah, it's just there's little things that are really similar in it, really
Mm,
similar. And yeah, this 2013 version, it's decent. It's not
mm,
bad at all. Very
mm.
bloody, and just it stays true to the Evil Dead sort of formula of go to the cabin in the woods and
Yep.
all that kind of shit. Even the trap door, it's the same trap door.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very true to
I
Evil
can't
Dead.
remember who said it to me, but they said yeah, don't eat any snacks if you're gonna watch this one.
Is it?
Apparently,
Oh,
it's
what
supposed
the
to be
what
that
the Evil Dead
gruesome.
Rise? What, the new one
Yeah, the new
or
one.
the 2013 one?
No,
Is
the new
it?
one.
Don't
Uh
eat any
I,
snacks, yeah?
only one person who said that to me, and I'm like,
Oh
okay.
yeah. I mean, we'll get to that. We'll get to the kind of
Mm.
all those things actually. All right, well, let's get into the kind of like the main like film. So the movie that we're going to be speaking about first is Evil Dead Rise, and we've kind of set this up speaking about the 2013 one, and I got to say, Devout, it's been a while since I've seen an Evil Dead movie. That
Yep.
2013 one, I must have seen that back in 2013.
Okay.
So it has been a while, so 10 years. And so I was like, right, I'm really looking forward to this. The trailer was like really kind of like, I was like, shit, this is creepy. I want to see all this. And I just want to see how they reboot it, retool it, how they go back to the originals. Is there going to be a nod to the originals? And, the opening 5 or 6 minutes of this new movie is a brilliant nod to the kind of the original, right? So
Mm.
do you remember in the originals you have that sweeping the camera movement? It's just going like
Oh
this.
yeah. Like you're this
Yeah,
like a spirit is going or whatever.
exactly. So this 2023 movie, it opens like that, but they kind of
Mm.
updated it. So you think it's a kind of a spirit moving, but it's actually a drone.
Oh, that's wicked. Okay, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's like a
Okay.
drone. It's like a drone, and they've kind of updated. So it's kind of like modern times, and they're
Mm.
in a cabin in the woods, and in the first 5 or 6 minutes, shit hits the fan. Like
Mm.
the way that the kind of the title, and the way that the kind of the demon is there and everything. The way that whole, and I was like, this is good. Like I can't. This is good. This is going to be good. It's got a right kind of level of creepiness to it. I'm
Mm.
in great company over here. Like, I'm watching a late showing, I'm already feeling the jitters. And then it moves away from the cabin in the woods and it moves to Los Angeles. And I was like, okay, all
Oh, so
right, this
does
is
nothing actually happen in the cabin in the woods? There's nothing
no,
actually.
there is something happens, and but it's
To
kind
set
of
you up,
like,
is it setting you up?
yeah,
Or?
it's just basically setting you up. And then it shifts to Los Angeles one day before. So it's kind of like a flashback.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So then we're in Los Angeles, and then we follow this mum, her children, and
Mm.
there's a sister that's come to visit, and the sister and the mum, they kind of have a bit of I wouldn't say kind of like falling out, but there may be a bit of tension there and stuff.
Mm.
So in terms of kind of the location wise, it's all filmed, all set in one place, so it does give you that claustrophobic feel. For those people who are hoping for kind of like a cabin in the woods style, it's more like apartment in the city style.
I didn't
And
mind that, you know. I thought
yeah,
it was different and more modern because we're always going to the cabin, and I think that's why
yeah,
the setup at the start was to almost subvert your expectations to think, okay,
exactly.
it's the cabin, but not the cabin, and
Yeah.
it was different. Yeah, it was different.
Yeah, absolutely. So that I was like, yeah, man, this is good. I don't mind this kind of new setting and everything. That's all
Mm.
great. And so eventually, as in what happens in all these movies, someone in the family finds the book. All right,
Mm.
and Manuel, I'm like kind of you kind of know the beats of the film.
All right.
Someone in
Okay.
the movie finds the book and unwittingly unleashes basically the demon. And then from that point onwards, Emmanuel, the shit hits the fan. And listen, look, right, here's the thing.
So
The
wait, the book
first
wasn't in the library. They
No,
don't have.
the book was where they're living. There's an earthquake that happens, and then
Okay.
somehow the book basically appears. And then, why in the hell would you want to pick up this book? Which everything about it. And listen, I just got to say one thing, right? I was so fucking annoyed with the family, with the kids. It's just unbelievable. It's like the way that they reacted, Duval. Come on, man, you got to back me up on this. The reactions from the family, if you know that you've got some demon which has possessed your mum, don't just be standing there and looking at it and waiting for the bloody credits to roll. Like, seriously, it's like, get out of the house, do whatever
Mm.
you can to flip and get out of the house. And what are they doing? They're just standing there. Mommy, is that mommy?
Sounds
Mommy,
like Gen Z.
oh,
Mm.
gosh.
There's a lot of pivoting rather than getting your ass out of there. They just like turn. They don't move. They don't respond quick enough. And I've noticed, you know what? Watching all three of them in the same day, not day, or 24 hours,
Yeah.
it's actually a formula they use. Like in the first film, the very first one, and in the 2013 one, it's like people don't. I think they have to do it because otherwise the film won't happen. If
Yeah.
people like if people did what they should do, let's throw some black people in this film. I tell you, we'd be out of the house. Yeah,
Exactly.
the film will last 5 minutes. See the first part of the film you watch, film done, mate.
Out. Yeah, just
Film
out.
done. Yeah,
Jump out the window, even if
film
it's on the 5th
done.
floor. It's like,
Trust me, film
You'd have
done.
seen them move out, put a for sale the sign on the
Trust
next
me,
day.
done.
yeah,
But no,
yeah,
I don't know why. It's like obviously it's a movie. We got to
yeah. You
sometimes.
got to
Can't
go
have a
with it.
But
horror.
Yeah,
you're right.
Can't
You're
have a
totally
horror
right,
story.
teacher. They don't respond in a way that is real. You know, it just doesn't. It doesn't. With that, yeah, I don't know,
there
man.
was just something. Listen, look. There's two
Yeah.
ways. After I watched the movie, there's two ways that I kind of looked at it. I could look at it in the sense that, oh my god, that is so stupid. It doesn't make sense. Why would they do that? But then the second side is, this is a movie which Evil Dead fans are gonna like because Emmanuel, it is bloody. When I mean, I mean it is. There's blood and gore, man.
Mad
So
blood.
in that regards, it
Uh,
gives Evil Dead fans exactly what they want, right? So
yeah.
there's got nods to Bruce Campbell, like, you know, there's quite a few nods to that whole thing, like drenched in blood and all that sort of stuff.
Mm.
But then at some point, the kind of the demonic possession stuff faded away, and then it became a monster movie, Deval.
Yeah, yeah.
And for me, that
I've
took
never
me
seen
out of it.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And then it kind of, in a way, I was like, shit. Now I'm watching, I don't know, like a zombie movie, like
like a Resident Evil bad.
Resident Evil.
Like basically all the zombie all the possessed people merged into one big creature, and I was like, what
Yeah,
is this madness? That's the part for me. I'm the same as you. That's the part for me where I kind of thought, oh, this is just turned into a bit of a madness. But before then, I
yeah.
did like the sort of journey into the possession,
The build up.
and
Yeah,
also the books, the passages. For me, the most scary part, yeah, for me the most scary part was when
the
they were listening
pictures.
to the audio tape and the
Oh
pictures.
gosh.
There's no blood, there's no monsters. It's listening and looking at the pictures. For me, I'm shitting myself just at
Yeah,
that. That was the scariest part for me.
no
I'm
I
not
know.
saying the rest wasn't, but that for me, because then you make up your own horror, and that for
Yeah.
me was scary. What they were talking about
Mm,
in the images looks all medieval, mad.
mm,
But overall, the film for me, I did enjoy it. I didn't think it
yeah,
was shit. I did enjoy it.
Mm.
It was Evil Dead in a apartment building that was
yeah.
very derelict, and they had neighbors. The neighbors got involved as well, and I thought, oh yeah, they got
You
some
know,
strong guys here. They
And the
tried to
kid.
help. They got
you know when
dealt with.
just mentioned about the what is it that the sound and that the scariest part for you.
Yeah, yeah.
That reminds me of have you ever gone camping with some with friends
Nope.
and okay, right, okay.
Oh,
Like you
and
see what you were
the
saying
eerie
about what you
noises. Yeah.
yeah, like I can understand why when you're at out in the outdoors, right, and
Mm,
someone is telling
100%.
a horror movie, right, that you would be scared because you're out there in the wilderness
Yeah.
and all of them sounds around you. It's not necessarily a story that's being told, but you're hearing it. Your
Mm,
imagination goes wild. Then you're
mm,
hearing twigs getting snap,
Yep.
going snap behind you. You got the
Mm,
crackling of the fire in front of you, and you just don't know what to expect. So
yeah.
I can understand that part being really scary because yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes it's just
Talking
not.
about, yeah,
Yeah,
talking about the noise, Deval. I mean, you know, the bone crunching and cracking and all that. That
yeah,
was like, there's a lot of that going on. You know, they contort their bodies, they get twisted up and all that
mm.
sort of stuff. That was mad. But then you know what? There was a couple of moments, right? No joke. If you are like an ancient demonic, like, you know, evil, and you've just jumped on top of someone, like, you would deal with that person straight away. Like, the demon didn't kill. Like, it wasn't.
Yes.
I was like,
some people, like the people that are more nameless,
Mara,
it
are we
kills
talking
quick.
from personal experience? Yeah.
Oh, like, yeah, man. Like,
Oh
seriously,
my
I was just like,
gosh.
there's so many things. There's so many things in the film which I was like, okay, that's good. The ending bit was really good. Like, a couple of nods to the old things, but then there were some things that took me out of the movie. So, but then at the same time, it does give Evil Dead fans a lot of what they want.
Okay.
Yeah. The deaths were good. Some of the deaths were good. Some people got their eyes ripped out. It's a good act, sort of, not serious horror film. That's is decent.
All right,
The
but
director said he actually
Mar, would it put me off my food to go and watch it?
Oh,
no.
listen, probably.
Well,
I mean, look, nachos. If you're even like nachos popcorn, then no,
nachos.
definitely not, man. Like,
They used
Okay.
6,500 liters of blood for this film.
is
So
it?
you can decide for
Make of
yourself.
that what you will. Make of that what
Yeah.
you will, Manuel.
But yeah.
All right, yeah. So listen, but you still go out and watch it if if you're a fan of
Yeah.
that whole kind of franchise and stuff, and definitely watch it on the big screen and everything. There's some good bits in there, but for me, some moments it kind of took me out. But listen, Devout, have we got time to do Renfield or?
Yep. Yeah, with the Renfield
All right,
quickly.
okay,
Yep.
go on then. You go. Yeah, do Renfield.
And me, Emmanuel's doing it. I ain't seen it yet.
Oh shit! Oh, sorry, Emmanuel. Yeah, Emmanuel, go for Renfield. Yeah. Sorry, man.
There's not really that much to say about Renfield. I mean, for me, it is what it is, man. Like it's a funny movie, but the reason why I'm not sort of like promoting it too tough, it's to me it's lighthearted. I can't the guy who played the Beast, what was it in X-Men? What's the actor's name?
Nicolas Hoult.
Yeah,
Two
Nicolas
Nicholases
Hoult.
in this film, innit?
Yeah, he's good, but Nicolas Cage, to me, he's played too many really shitty films. So like,
he's
just
up
got
in this from the trailer. From what I've seen.
Yeah, so just the length of, I mean, it's just shown in the length of time of the movie as well. It's not like a 2-hour movie. It's not like a 2-hour movie, I don't think. But it's lighthearted. Aquafina, she brings that comedic value to it as well.
Yeah.
I don't actually think that she was trying to play like a serious character in this, but you've seen her in what was it? That Marvel movie,
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, yeah. Seeing her there, she kind of like plays a similar thing here. She's got that sense, that sense of humor and whatnot. But yeah, it's lighthearted. It's not scary. It's comedic, and it brought me back to those old movies where do you remember like I've forgotten what they called them? Were they not B movies? What were they? Toxic Crusader. Toxic Crusader and that. Yeah,
Toxic
it's
Avenger
that,
and like
Toxic Avenger. Yeah, it took me back to that kind of feel of a movie. Ridiculous scenes where there's blood and gore, but then there's the comedic value added in scenes. Ones that you've seen in the trailer, which was the sort of like AA meeting.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. So it's a sort of film not to rush to go to the cinema for, but watch it at home once it gets released on, I don't know, Netflix or Amazon or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, that's interesting. And then what about? I mean, am I assuming here where they say is it going to be like have they left it open for a sequel?
I wouldn't be expecting a sequel, but if a sequel came along, I don't think I would the same rush to go and see it.
Right.
But I think it was Aquafina did bring enough of a sense of humor, lightheartedness that I think it surpasses Cocaine Bear to me.
Okay. Okay. So talking about sequels, Devad, did you stay till the end of the credits for Evil Dead Rise?
Oh no, don't please. What happened?
No, but listen. So I didn't stay till the end of the credits, but what I did was I went online to say, is there an end credit scene?
I did the same. It said no.
But it said that there's a. Do you remember from Halloween that there was a noise at the end of
Oh,
Halloween?
okay, yeah.
Apparently they did there's a noise at the end of the credits.
Oh,
Meaning what? That there's going to be another one.
Probably, yeah.
but we saw in the car park with that girl. We know that cabin part is happening a day later.
Yeah, but apparently there's a sound at the end of the credits.
Okay.
But I mean, depending on how well the movie does, there's probably going to be like a second one.
I think it'll do all right. It's meant to come out on HBO Max, and it done so well. They put it out on cinema. I reckon it might do enough to get a sequel. You know.
Yeah. Well, here's that. So Renfield, I'll probably just like what you guys are saying, probably wait for it, for it to come out on streaming. All right, listen, look, that is the end of the show, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, Emmanuel, thanks so much for joining us. We want you to come. We want you to come on the show again as we get closer to the 5-year anniversary. What's coming up next, Deval?
Oh, yeah. Next, I'm not sure actually. I know there's obviously Fast 5. Well, not Fast 5. So Fast 10. We've got Guardians coming out soon as well.
That's next week, I think, isn't it? Or 2 weeks?
May the 3rd. So yeah, about a week and a half or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a few other there's that A24 film with Joaquin Phoenix. I can't remember what it's called now, but
Bo something.
Bo is beautiful, or I don't know. Bo is dead, or Bo is alive, or Bo.
Yeah,
something.
that's it. Yeah.
But there's a few films coming out there, so yeah, we'll get together again and do it again.
All right. Listen. Thanks for this one more time. See you on the next.